Hi, today I'm here to talk about the concept of soulmates. Yeah, no, this is not the video that you think it is. I'm not going to be talking about how soulmates exist, and I'm not going to be talking about how romantic movies all around us are so great at portraying that. Absolutely, absolutely not. Hear me out. Soulmates are an utter bullshit concept. Like, I don't think any such thing exists. I am somebody who is spiritual. I am somebody who practices spirituality, practices tarot. I have done countless of love readings for people. I have grown up as somebody who is a hopeless romantic. I still am. But no, to hell with the concept of soulmates. Absolutely, absolutely farce, absolutely garbage, absolutely bullshit. They do not exist. Like, what do you mean out of such a huge population on this planet, and who knows what kind of life is beyond this planet? You are telling me that there was one person who was born who knew exactly how to love me. Like, I'm not understanding how exactly that makes any sense. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, they are a completely different person. They have their own wiring, their own upbringing, their own neural pathways, their own spiritual experiences, their own baggage, their own trauma, but somehow, somewhere, cosmically, we align. No, soulmates do not exist. And sadly, the way we've been sold that entire idea over social media, over these beautiful Pinterest pictures, over everything that we see online is absolutely farce, and it's just there for aesthetics. That's how extreme of a view I have on this. And I never thought that somebody like me, who has grown up seeing so much fictional love around her, but not actual love. I think rom coms were just my way of coping with the chaos that was happening around me, with having the worst ideas about love. I have grown up with the most wrong ideas about love based on what I have seen around me growing up as a child, as a young adult, as I was in college, as I was in school, in my own home. I don't think I ever really had a good model of relationships, and I don't think any of us mostly did not have. The ones who did, you guys are so lucky. Please embrace that. The people who grew up seeing their parents or their family and took them as a healthy example of love, honestly, that's like the most beautiful thing somebody can have in this lifetime, because not everybody grows up with that, right? So, there's a line in The Office which says, which leads to Pam saying that children grow up thinking that their parents are soulmates. And then she concludes it with, my kids are going to be right about that. Well, even following them, like as a couple that they have been portrayed over media, over the series, is that how toxic their trajectory becomes overall towards the end, right? So, no. Soulmates as a concept does not exist. I think it's just an idea that was made to sell and make Valentine's Day consumerism a big hit, which obviously it has become now. But real love is absolutely completely different. Real love is when both of you are aware that you have shadow traits, when both of you are aware that you have to do the hard work to show up, when both of you are aware that love is not something that comes naturally. Sometimes it's just something you plainly have to practice. Sometimes it's like discipline. You don't want to show up, but you do it anyway because you want to be consistent. Sometimes it's like sticking to the plan and not thinking about your mood. Sometimes that is what love looks like. Love is a choice, it's not a verb. Of course, actions are important, but it's also the choice of waking up and choosing somebody consciously every single day, knowing how much they have pissed you off the previous night. Like, come on. You guys have seen each other in the most extreme way possible. Of course, this does not apply to any physically, emotionally abusive relationships, but I'm talking about the day-to-day behaviors and gestures of a human being, two human beings in a relationship. And honestly, why limit the concept of soulmates to just something romantic? Why not take a friend? Like, somebody, I feel that more than your partner, there could be a best friend who gets you more, who makes you feel more seen than they do. that could be a concept as well. Like, I feel we as a society, as a collective, have put so much pressure on our partners and also so much pressure on ourselves that everything has to be picture perfect. But the whole concept of soulmate, you are the longest person you're going to be with. So why don't you work on yourself first? Like, this is the most common thing that I have seen around me, that the majority of people don't really pick up a journal and write about themselves. They don't really question. Most of them don't even know what shadow work is, and that's absolutely okay. But shadow work is basically accepting the darker parts of yourself and working through it. It's feeling every emotion, letting it pass through you, good or bad. It's embracing your supposedly negative slash bad emotions and embracing it. It's embracing your jealousy. It's embracing your irritation. It's trying to understand and question, why do I feel this way? What about that particular person makes me feel irritated? What triggers that in me? So that is exactly what shadow work is, and it is simple, but it's also so hard because it's lonely. And that loneliness is something that we don't really want to face. So we go after the next best person suited for us. Most of us, sadly, haven't spent a lot of time single, retrospecting, being with ourselves, understanding ourselves, studying ourselves. Studying ourselves is like the biggest gift we can give to ourselves. Spending time alone intentionally, not doom scrolling. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about intentional time spending. I'm talking about journaling, trying to understand, break down your thought process, trying to see how you feel when certain experiences happen to you, trying to be a better person than you were, trying to understand what kind of a person do you want to be, believing that neuroplasticity is such a beautiful concept. It exists in real life. Like, you can rewire your brain anytime you want. You can be whoever you want to be. And the best part is, like, I read this again somewhere, that if I wake up every day and go for a run when I don't know how to run, what is the difference between me and a runner? We are basically the same, right? So, what you think, how you act, is what you can be. Why don't we all focus on trying to like ourselves, love ourselves? I think loving yourself is actually another bullshit concept, but they think that loving yourself is self care, consumerism, spending money on yourself for unnecessary bullshit. Go off, of course, but who's gonna sit at night and journal when you are getting dark thoughts? Who's going to regulate? Who is going to understand what are your triggers? There's no face mask that can cover that up, right? You have to do the hard work. It's not the person that triggers you, it's not the relationship that triggers you, it's actually you who hasn't done the work on yourself. Honestly, this is the video that I'm making to count and call myself out as well. Because, of course, this is something that I, as a 20 something, is also going through. A lot of learning, a lot of unlearning, trying to not be the person that I used to be, or trying to not be the person that I was yesterday because I don't like how I acted. The funniest part is that you think you are a loving person, you're a caring person, but can you really be loving and caring when you're triggered as well? So the concept of soulmates in a world of 7 billion and counting people, please don't tell me they exist. People who love you, who care about you, people who will show up for you. Well, they absolutely do exist, but they also understand that they have to work hard on themselves. And I don't know what and how I want to conclude this, but the concept of soulmates just doesn't feel real to me. I think it was just a manufactured and packaged idea for us to be unhappy always, because there's nobody who can just get you. Making a relationship run properly, it requires communication. It's a beautiful partnership and it requires communication, negotiation. It requires problem solving. It requires critical thinking. It requires emotional intelligence, which none of us were taught, sadly. But that's okay. We can teach it to ourselves now. We're old. We've grown up. So you can be the person that you look up to. Relationships are not supposed to feel happy and beautiful all the time. And social media will make you feel otherwise. It will show you these picture perfect couples that are so good together and they're just so beautiful and Pinteresty, and you wish I had that. It's great to wish that, but where is that lack stemming from? It's amazing and beautiful to want companionship, but have you really truly been your own best friend first? Have you? Have you truly accepted yourself first before even opening your doors? That you would be okay accepting someone else? Because acceptance to someone else comes easy when you have seen yourself through hell, when you have seen yourself through everything. And most of the relationship in our 20s fail because we are still finding ourselves. We are still learning what we can tolerate and what we shouldn't. So I don't really think soulmates exist, and that's my bit. End of rant.